Hello and welcome to another episode of Skolaris Weekly. I'm your host Martin Klemsa. I've been looking forward to this one because it combines timetabling and ice hockey, which is very popular in the Czech Republic. And at the moment, the Ice Hockey World Championship is going on in Latvia. And we're going to try to schedule the pool stage of the championship in Skolaris to see if we can create a better schedule of matches than the one actually used in the championship. So for this purpose, I've created a new organization called the Ice Hockey World Championship. And let's just continue building the schedule from scratch and see whether we can do it or not. So let's create a term, which is just going to be 2021. And it goes on from May 21st to June the 5th. Excellent. We're brought to the curriculum builder, but while this is useful for regular schools, it won't be very useful for us when we're trying to create a schedule for a different kind of assignment. So I'm just going to discard this one and leave. So we're gonna try to schedule Pool A in which 8 teams participate. So let's say that the class groups are the teams. So we have our 8 teams, and now the question is how to map the matches between these teams. It turns out we're going to have to create teaching groups. Specifically, in each match, 2 teams meet. So we're going to need teaching groups of size 2 for each of the matches. So let's start creating them. I'm also going to delete the teaching groups that have been created by default, because we're not going to need these. And the last one, Sweden, Switzerland. So we've got our 28 teaching groups, which should cover all the matches in our 8-member pool. So let's create the matches themselves. So the subject will be ice hockey. And now each teaching group will have one lesson of ice hockey. So this was a bit of work, but when we go to the list of our teams, we can see they have 7 periods each, which means 7 matches. So our setup is correct. Now, the matches in the pool stage have to be played between the 21st of May and the 1st of June. So let's create our time slots. Each day has 3 slots for ice hockey, which is from 11:15 to say 14:15, and we're going to need more days here. So the first one is actually 21st of May, 22nd, and we're done. Let's check if everything is correct. Okay, we forgot the 25th. It's unfortunate. 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and the 1st of June. Done. It also happens that the morning slots are only available at the weekends, and we're going to have to make them unavailable for all the other days. That's fine. And let's say that at the weekends we'll only use them if we absolutely have to use them. So let's make these slightly unavailable, and let's make the 30th more unavailable, because I know that in the official schedule this slot isn't used at all, but I'm not sure if there was a requirement or if that was just the way the schedule turned out. So I think at the moment we're actually able to try to create our first schedule. But let us check some configuration for the teams first. We're going to have to change it a little bit. So desired latest starts, that is not going to be important. Maximum periods per day, though, this is going to be 1, because 1 match per day is the most. Minimum will be 0. No gaps, no lunch, and this is irrelevant because we don't have any rooms. All the matches are played in the same stadium. So let's save this, and we don't have any teachers, so let's go to create a timetable. Let's see if the wizard finds any problems. We have no teachers, that's fine. The teachers could be the referees, but I think the referees are delegated to the matches only after the schedule is actually finalized. So we're going to disregard referees and start the analysis. That's fine. Schedule draft is the name of the timetable, and let's find it. So what's going on? Let's concentrate on the Czech Republic schedule here. And let's stop. Okay, so what are the global breaks here? Last period subject. So we only have ice hockey, so let's turn off some of the constraints we're not going to be using. Subgroup last period subject is one of them. And I think that's fine, 100%. Let's examine the whole schedule here. What's going on? So all the matches are actually in the same place, and that's because we haven't put in our stadium, so there is nothing to keep Skolaris from scheduling the matches to the same periods, or multiple matches to the same period. So let's create our stadium. Campus main, building main, room. Stadium. Capacity is 50. I think we let the default size of the class groups be 25. So each match will actually be played by 50 players, which is quite close to reality. So we have our stadium, and let's consider rooms. So I wonder why Skolaris isn't putting any lessons at the end. This might be because some problem in the configuration, so let's see. So let's go to the term screen, and we can see that this is not right. It should be 2215. Save this, and so let's check the class group configuration. So latest start should be 1915. We want our matches to be played in the evening, but as I said before, this is not important at all, this time of start. So let's just turn off the constraints for starting period and subject sequence, period distribution as well. And let's schedule our championship. So that's better. And let's see. Feasible time schedule has been found. So we have some problems with the time slot availability. Let's leave that for later, and let's concentrate on the team schedule. So what we also don't want in the timetable for the World Championship is a team playing on 3 consecutive days. That is that is something we consider unacceptable. The question is how to deal with it. Because the distribution is only available for courses in Skolaris, we're going to have to employ time groups. So let's go to, time fields. So let's go to time fields and let's create a time field for each day first. This is going to be the 21st. 22nd. And we're done. Let's open the class group settings. And here we're going to add some time field limits. Say cluster busy times. And now for each 3 days in succession, we're going to say only use maximum of 2 time fields. And this will tell Skolaris that of these 3 days, only 2 can ever be used. And as we add more of them, it will become clear why I'm doing this. So 22nd, 23rd, 24th, also only 2 available. And so on. And the last one. Sorry, this is the second to last one. Another one. That's done. Let's go back to the timetable. Let's see what happens. So let's examine the schedules of all the teams. So this one looks okay. This one also. Also okay. Great Britain. Everything looks good. And this one is not okay. Why? Because Switzerland plays in the afternoon or in the evening on the 29th and then in the morning on the 30th. So we need to prevent that. So we need more constraints with more time groups, time fields, it seems. So for each evening morning combination, we are going to have to create a time field. So 21st, 22nd, 21st p.m., 22nd a.m. Just like that. So we have all our time fields ready. Now I've checked the official schedule and I found out that we made a mistake in our time slots and that the last playing day is actually open at all times. So let's just adjust the configuration for the teams. We need to limit busy times during a time field. So this one, maximum periods of 1. This one, maximum 1. And the last one is also required. Yep, so this one is now correctly identified as a problem. So we run this and done. The next thing we want to make sure that each team plays either on the opening day or on the last day. Is that an actual requirement, I wonder? Maybe not. Maybe we'll not worry about that. Maybe we'll just examine what happened. So I think this is an acceptable schedule for Switzerland here. How about this one? 2 games there. Sweden also good. Slovakia. Not too bad. That's fine for Russia. Great Britain. Denmark also good. Czech Republic, 2 games in the morning at the weekend. Viewers in the Czech Republic will not like this one. So because there are only 4 slots available in the morning, which means 4 games, let's say that each team can only play once in the morning. So we're going to need another time field, and this one will be the morning slots. Let's just select all of them. I don't mind that some of them are not available. Skolaris will handle that. And go back to the configuration for the team. And another busy time limit. So limit busy times in a time field, which is AM. And we're gonna say maximum periods, just 1 for each team. Back to the timetable. So Belarus is playing 3 times in the morning and Czech Republic is playing twice in the morning. So these are problems. And let's try to eliminate these problems. And we have eliminated them immediately. So the last thing we need to check is that there aren't too many free days in a row. I think 2 free days are fine, but 3 are too many. So I'm just going to switch to this one and let's check each team. Maybe let's just do it in this view. So there's 2 free days here for Belarus. That's fine. For Czech Republic, 1 free day. Okay, Denmark, 2 free days at the end. I need to check the official schedule to find out if that is allowed. No, I don't think this is allowed. So let's make another requirement that during the first 2 days each team can only play once, and during the last 2 days also, but also at least once. So exactly once. Let's do it. Let's create 2 time fields. This is the start. So this is the first 2 days, and also the end, which is the last 2 days. And then in the settings for the teams, we're going to specify limit busy time again. And at the end, we're going to have exactly 1 period, 1 match. And we're going to say that at the start it's going to be the same. So exactly 1 match. In the timetable, problems will be identified, and hopefully we'll be able to solve them as well. While it's running, I'm going to check the official schedule again to see if the requirement is actually okay. No, it's not. It's not a requirement. It's probably not possible to do this. So let's just change slightly to say that at the end we're going to have minimum periods of 1 and maximum of 2, because indeed some of the teams play 2 games at the end and some of the teams play 2 games at the start. So we're just going to make sure that each team has a match at the beginning and at the end, but it's not a strict requirement to have exactly 1 match, even though that's what happened for Denmark here. Let's recheck the timetable or the schedule. And yeah, we can see it's looking good. So our fitness of the schedule is 95.2%, but that is just because some of the matches are in the morning, and we just made the morning slightly unavailable. So if we just said that morning is allowed completely, the schedule would be 100%. But let's just not do it, and let's try to put in the actual schedule of the World Championship to see if our schedule is better or if we missed some of the requirements. So I'm going to create a new one, and it's going to be empty, and it's going to be called official. And we're going to do this how? Let's just pick the Czech Republic and put in the matches 1 by 1. So Czech Republic is going to be, sorry, let's just change the labels here a little bit. Let's just not show the teaching group, and that is much nicer. So Czech Republic of Russia, that was at the start. So that's the schedule for Czech Republic. Let's continue with Denmark. So this is Denmark. Let's go on. So we've put in all the matches. Let's assign the stadium with the room algorithm. So our rooms have been assigned, but the schedule doesn't seem to be feasible. So what happened? And who is the culprit? So Great Britain plays 3 times in the morning, whereas in our schedule we've limited this to 1 per team. And the next one, oh, there's no room here, so what's going on? There is no no available room. So okay, I must have made a mistake. So this one is Russia, Great Britain, and Russia, Great Britain played in the afternoon, whereas this is Czech Republic, Switzerland, and this was played in the evening. Okay, I'm sorry. There we go. And assign the room. So yeah, that is unless Great Britain made a specific preference that they want to play in the morning, they have been badly mishandled by this schedule. What else? And the next problems are just those that we've already seen, and there was the time slot availability. I think this is not relevant, so I'm going to make these time slots completely available and this one unavailable. To see the resulting fitness, then this is the official schedule with 64% and 1 problem for Great Britain here, but that may have been a requirement. And our Skolaris made schedule with 100% that we've been able to create in a matter of say an hour and a half, because I needed to put in some special constraints, because Skolaris is not a sports event scheduling system, but a school timetable system. But nonetheless, it was able to create a quality schedule for the World Championship. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. Be sure to subscribe, and if you have any questions, post them in the comments. Goodbye and have a nice day.